Awesome. Jeff, how you doing?
I'm doing great, brother. Thank you for having me. It's
No,
good to see your face.
it's a pleasure and an honor, man. I've been wanting to talk to you for a while. Um,
Likewise.
how do I pronounce your last name?
Rifers.
Rifers. Awesome.
Yeah.
And you're in Nevada.
I'm located actually in California in South Lake Tahoe. I'm right on the border.
Oh,
South
cool.
Lake Tahoe is like half Nevada, California.
Oh, cool. I thought,
Yeah.
yeah, that's sweet. Man, that's some beautiful country over there.
Yeah, it really is. I moved here 16 years ago and I moved away for a year and I missed it and I came back.
Oh, man, that's awesome. So, yeah, I showed some folks during a live some of your amazing turquoise. I called it Nila. Is it Nila or Nila?
I've always said Nila, but
Okay. Well, you're the man.
tomato, tomato, whatever floats your boat.
You're the man, so it's Nila, I want to get it
Yeah,
straight.
the name started out as Nila Vera. You'll hear my mining partner probably calling it Nila Vera. His Instagram handle is Crystals Are Medicine. His name's Andy. And we wanted to name our mine Blue Warrior, but I think there's already a Blue Warrior.
Oh, wow.
And it's in the Mojave or something like that is what we heard. So
Oh, true.
we started looking for translations, and we went with a Sanskrit translation, which was Nila Vera. And then I was calling it that at all these gem shows, and I was repeating myself way too much, so I shortened it just to Nila.
Well, the Blue Warrior in the Mojave, like California?
Yeah, that's what we heard. I actually have never seen it personally, but
California turquoise is a mystery. It's,
mm,
I have a little bit supposedly from what they used to call Petrie or like Goldstone, which is also that glass. So we call it Barstow because it's like 30 miles out of Barstow.
okay.
It looks pretty cool, but I feel like it's mostly provenance when you're buying that stuff because it looks like Campitos kind of.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but yeah, I like the name Nila. I think
It's great.
got a
It's
nice ring.
super simple,
Yeah,
and it's not, like you're not going to get it mistaken for something else.
right. Yeah.
So you've been mining this location for only a few years, right?
We actually broke ground on the claim 1 year ago. Trenton and his brother had mined there just one time and gotten a handful of turquoise, and they cut and sold all the stones, but they have many projects, and so they never had time to go back, and they had it in their claim holdings for many years, and eventually they offered it to us.
Awesome. What a deal.
Yeah, I literally, I'm still on cloud nine about it. I feel extremely grateful and humbled.
For those of you at home who don't know, Trenton is one of the Ottoson family members, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and they're kind of like, when you think of, they're probably the most famous turquoise family in America, those guys and the Smiths and such. But
They're the first people I ever heard about for sure.
yeah, I mean, yeah, when I think Turquoise Fever, is it mostly just Ottoson stuff, like that TV show?
I think so. I've still never watched the TV show.
I kind of don't even want to. Not that I don't appreciate the Ottisons, I just like, I don't want like they'll hype up stuff and put some dramatic music like they're drama cells on these TV shows. Like I've seen the Jade one enough to not really care to watch the Turquoise one.
I'll watch it one of these days on a rainy day.
Well,
when I'm bored.
you kind of have to because that's your stomping ground out there.
I should.
And so I had a huge pleasure of cutting probably a little bit more than a pound of your material that you sent me. I didn't cut the natural because I'm just kind of enjoying it all beautiful and stuff, but I did cut the stabilized and it came out really great. Every piece produced fantastically. And even just within that about a pound, there was probably like 5 or 6 different color patterns and such. And
Yeah.
polished really well. Whoever's working it is doing a great job. When
That's all me, yeah.
yeah, what a blessing.
I'm a one-man show for the most part.
How when you mine this material, are you having to dig or is it mostly surface?
We're having to dig. Our mine is, at least right now, we've been following a fault line that's got a pretty steep drop. And so it is located in a steep canyon, but also we the drop of the fault is steeper than the canyon. So we're ending up having to go straight down. And it's quite hard rock digging too, so it's slow going.
I wonder if that produces like a more desirable matrix, like this hard rock.
Yeah,
Stuff
we get some
versus-
really. I have some like examples here. I thought I could show. Like this piece came out of the ground just like this. We get this like iron, really hard iron, mineral-rich ore, and the turquoise is just sandwiched in this bug, almost like a pseudomorph. And it's like all bubbly, you can see, and this has a bunch of those quartz, like brecciated quartz going through it. Kind of a unique, cool piece. But then we also get like thin, like this piece is natural. One of my best pieces that I've cut so far.
Damn,
And
that's
look how
a
thin it
gem
is.
right there.
I mean, this thing is like so rock hard. You can hear it on the glass. And yeah, the color is phenomenal. You can see on the back, the matrix is really similar to like what you see at Royston, I think.
Very much so. I tell people
yeah.
that a lot of your material, to me, kind of looks like Chilean mixed with Royston. And well, you guys are out in Nevada, and well, that doesn't mean anything,
Yeah.
but I think it might help. it's, it's such a great look.
Yeah. We're really in the same proximity as a lot of really famous mines like the Candelaria mine or the Sierra Nevada mine. We're in that same zone.
And so you've been mining for a year, but mining isn't easy. You live in California. You have a family. You're not going out there staying 4 months at a time. It costs
Right.
money. I have friends who've been doing it for over a decade and still don't have like excavators and stuff out there. So pretty
Yeah.
much what you're doing is like salt of the earth, picks, axes, shovels. You're doing it by hand.
It really is, man.
Sweat.
And like you said, I have 3 kids at home, and I make my living still selling crystals and minerals. That's what we've done for the better part of a decade. And like we talked about before, like turquoise, it's funny, crystal people like turquoise, but I don't think turquoise people like crystals.
Yeah, there's such a weird.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it's-
it's like I have to build a whole new market for myself. And so I'm kind of still playing the game of almost running 2 businesses right now.
Oh, yeah.
Of trying to keep my bills paid with the crystals. And then I've been literally I can get to my mine in 4 hours driving, and I'll do day trips. And
Wow.
I'll literally mine for 12 plus hours and do 8 hours of driving. And I'll stay up for
Wow.
24 hours. Just, I really feel so blessed and grateful to have this opportunity, and I'll just do anything it takes to make it happen.
That is awesome. And so you mentioned that you were into crystal sales, and probably you collected for years before that. You sell on Instagram primarily?
That's how we've always done it. I had a guy about 10 years ago who mentored me into like how to sell crystals, and he does really well still on live sales, but I started doing live sales for him, or not for him, but kind of at the same time back then. And yeah, we just did really well with the live sales on Instagram for a long time. And so that's why I don't have a website or anything, because we just kept doing that.
Yeah, I feel
And,
like, I mean, websites are kind of, the only thing I can see the benefit of a website is people who are afraid of social media. Like,
Yeah.
Instagram is so great.
There's all these age groups, though, and not everybody knows how to use it or wants to. Some people think it's toxic. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get it. I saw, I was looking at your story. I think you were showing off some really nice Shangans. Either Shangans or Brambergs or something.
Yeah, I got really blessed with a introduction with a family that mines there, and I work directly with them in Zimbabwe, and so I've been
sweet.
buying as much of that as I can since 2019. And I mean, they'll literally send me videos of extracting from the pockets, and we'll be on WhatsApp FaceTiming each other while they're at the mine, and it's just a great relationship. I really love working with those guys.
That's fabulous. So folks who buy from you can damn well be sure that's as direct as it gets.
Absolutely, yeah, and we pay them a really good price, and they treat the stones with absolute care. They don't acid wash them or anything. I get them
They're not covered in mineral
vaccinated
oil
with
and a
dirt
big.
still on them, and yeah,
They're not
yeah, it's
coming in a
great.
big canvas bag covered in mineral oil.
Right, yeah. Like I've bought some Nigerian stuff like that before, where you're like, oh, this was definitely just on a motorcycle in a canvas bag for like 3 days.
Oh yeah, definitely. So where can folks? All right, do you do live sales on the Instagram page that me
Yeah,
and you communicate on?
yeah. My business is called Ripers Ancestral Stoneworks, or RA Stoneworks. So that's what my Instagram handle is RA Stoneworks. And we do live sales. We try to do them twice a week, but we just had another baby, so we're pretty
Oh,
busy right now. And
congratulations.
I've been doing everything myself. So once my wife gets back in the game, we'll be showing up more often for the live sales. But I've been trying to work out how to sell the turquoise and the crystals both. And so definitely open to recommendations from all you turquoise lovers out there of how you think I should sell the turquoise.
Most people's stuff kind of seems the same, but for cabochons, the rough is a little bit different. And I see like everybody has their own style of how they sell the rough on Instagram. The cabs, you're taking a nice photo with weight and little
Yeah, yeah.
disclaimer and whatever. Is it backed? Is it natural? Is it stabilized? Some people even categorize if it's Zachary or if it's a different type of stabilization. But the rough, I can definitely see it being a little bit difficult. And it's like, do you make a lot of the rough, take a picture, but then you have to like put that away in case somebody wants it
Right.
down the line, and that's a pain in the butt. And what if they
Yeah,
don't?
you just end up with a bunch of Ziploc bags
Yeah,
stashed and
and
yeah.
since like you're really grassroots mining right now, there's probably not. Well, I would bet money there's not 100 pounds to put 50 pounds on a shelf in Ziploc bags, just waiting for people to.
Yeah, I have less than 100 pounds, far less than 100 pounds of rough available right now. I have out with Adrian probably about 40, maybe 40 pounds getting stabilized
Awesome.
currently.
There's
And
nobody better. You're doing a really good thing. There's cheaper out there, but I don't think there's better right now. There might be some mad scientists that are keeping secrets and stuff, but no, you obviously care about the quality of your stabilization. And
yeah,
out of the pound I cut, I didn't get like any pieces that I cut into, and there was just a pocket of glue, which I hate more than anything. It ruins the material for me. I'll grind through. I don't care if it's paper thin. I don't want to have a dome with a bunch of pockets of glue. And
right.
your Adrian's doing a great job on your material, and I think your material's just responding really well to it. Not all turquoise responds really well. I feel like a lot of Campitos doesn't take stabilization the same as other materials, and there's tons of materials that are like that. But
I feel like I've noticed on a few pieces, maybe the stuff that's already super hard, it's not absorbing it fully to the center. Could be just because it's like already silicated in there, and then you'll notice a change in the way it cuts kind of as you get deeper in the stone. But I've only noticed that on a few so far that I've cut.
oh man,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the pieces you sent me. People, they're already spoken for. People have been beating my door down for them, and
Nice. That's great.
people like new. People like America when it comes to turquoise. People can contact you if they want to get some material. Some people asked
Yeah,
me, could they request like a half pound? And if
absolutely.
you could do something more like 10 pounds as well, could you? I mean,
Yeah. I'm super flexible and available. I've been selling it as low as 10 grams of turquoise to someone, if
I
they
won't go
want.
to the
Like,
post office for that little. I'm too spoiled.
man, I don't, I'm not, beggars can't be choosers.
And they're your babies, so you're putting it out in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I do get like when I go to Tucson and I see a turquoise I've never seen before. If I don't know if it's a batch that other people have, I'll buy a little bit, go cut it at the Diamond Pacific booth, then come back and buy the kilos. So I get it, like touching down, and you're a good man for being able to support that.
Thanks.
So it's not in Tonopah. I've been telling people out near Tonopah. Am I wrong by saying that?
It's west of Tonopah.
Okay, but like not like 3 hours away, or
It's about hour, hour
That's
plus.
close enough for me. Especially an hour
Yeah,
drive in Tonopah is your neighbor's house.
yeah, yeah. It's near Candelaria is what I
Cool.
always tell people.
Awesome. Just getting that
Yeah.
right. And so just in the batch you sent me, there's like 4 or 5 different colors and qualities. Do you think eventually you'll ever start naming the different qualities and variations of your material? I guess you kind of have to start
I
hitting
hadn't really thought
veins.
about that.
You got to start hitting
Yeah,
locations where they're specifically unique, I guess. But you sent me some that
yeah.
were like from like an iron rich deposit, and that stuff is incredible. I think that's the one I'm not going to sell. I'm going to have to make myself a
Oh
ring
yeah.
or something. That thing is
Yeah,
stunning.
that's what this would be. So, these bugs will be full of all these colors. Like this one's gonna have that red stripe going through it, and then you'll get other like some of them will have these crazy purple spots. Like this is one of those pieces of natural like plasticky turquoise. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
that's
So like
great
comes
looking.
out of the ground just like is that plastic? Um, yeah, it's crazy.
That's
And
a
then
stunning
some of them
piece.
too, like you don't even know that it's going to be turquoise unless you break it open. It's just like pure
Oh
blue
yeah.
on the inside.
You know,
This piece was actually so cool. I think I lost the other piece in my shop somewhere. I'm always dropping stones, but
no,
the way it
definitely.
came out of the ground was like it was like sitting on top of the rest of the nut. This piece, it's all brown on the outside. You would never know that it's turquoise, but the way it came out of the ground, the remainder of the nugget was probably 3 times the size, and it was just broken off, sitting kind of like perfectly open. So it just looked like a chicken nugget that was blue on the inside, just sitting there because the whole thing was brown. And that's what the highest grade pieces will look like. So you have to be really careful or you'll miss them.
I imagine when if you just took Joe Schmo out there, they probably wouldn't have the eye for it. And just like anything else, you get a trained eye for any
Yeah, like if
material.
you've ever gone looking for mushrooms or anything like that, you don't, once you start seeing them, then you see them everywhere,
Oh,
It's like
absolutely.
that. Yeah.
That is awesome. Can you show us some more of your favorites in that awesome tray?
I've been polishing up these big nuggets. These are super hard natural nuggets, and I
Oh,
just
look
take
at
them to
that.
my 600 wheel, and I just take the tips off of all the bubbles, and they get a really awesome polish. This one's got a bit more red in it.
Oh, stunning.
Um, so I've just kind of been saving and collecting the bigger nuggets, and I finished up. This is all natural beads.
What?
So I drilled each of these and polished them the same way as those larger nuggets.
Just like with
Uh,
600 and then you zam it?
uh, I did 600 up until I actually never didn't zam these.
Oh, cool.
This is just up to 3,000.
That's fabulous.
Yeah,
Damn.
they
Is
still
that
take a really
available or
nice polish.
is that like in your private collection or is that for sale?
I think this is like the first nugget bead strand natural ever from the mine, so I'll probably keep this one.
Yeah, put it in the
Uh,
museum
yeah,
when you guys become millionaires, we'll have it in the, the museum.
yeah, we
That
can
is
dream, right?
killer. No,
Uh, yeah, but then there's also like these are all nuggets that I've drilled that I haven't polished yet. So a lot of them will look a little bit white on the outside. It's not focusing, but
I
uh,
actually from if it focuses for you in post, I'm gonna like crop it there so they'll be able to see it better than we see it now.
okay, cool. Yeah, it's, like this nugget looks white, but on the inside it'll be really deep blue. And I know a lot of nuggets from like Lone Mountain would do that. They'd have like this white outer and then really hard blue inside. Um, and then this piece actually would have been one of these like harder nuggets that I actually stabilized, and it turned out incredible. And the deep red veins in the middle even
Ah,
have
that's so
metallic,
sweet. Could you pull it back
like
just a little
I
bit?
write in them.
Pull it back just a little bit for me. Yeah, like right there, and then I'll crop it in. So,
I can take some photos of this stuff
oh,
for you and
awesome.
send them, maybe like some high def, and you can edit them in or
Oh,
something.
absolutely. That looks so damn good.
Yeah, dude, and then it also from the same stone cut, like a little mini matching, perfect matching colors. Um, Yeah, and it actually, if you look close, it has yellow, orange, and red webs with pyrite in there.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild. I was had somebody come in my live not too long ago, and they said pyrite turquoise only comes from, I think the only Arizona and Iran, which isn't true. Comes from Mexico. Obviously,
Well,
comes from
I've
Nevada.
cut a few pieces that have definitely pyrites, and we
Yeah, it
get
comes from. I've had it from
squares,
Russia.
and
It come from with pyrite in it.
but a lot of it's not like the pure pyrite. Like you'll see, like the really classic stuff, like Ithaca Peak. Like
Hmm.
the it'll have kind of a red look to it, and then the metallic sheen will kind of hit in the sun on a certain angle more.
Hmm.
I need to get some tested. I haven't gotten any tested
I,
yet.
I was just gonna say that I have that written down on my jig over here. Have you ever gotten any of it tested? It's almost like it's not a priority because it is so obviously hydrated, copper aluminum phosphate. It's not
Yeah,
it's
yeah. I
not
mean,
it's
it's the
not beautiful
bubbly
blue
negative.
veracite, which
Yeah,
veracite's awesome. Is veracite's smoking, but that is turquoise. The artisans who sold you the claim. I don't know if that's how it works. Who sold it or leased it or whatever, but
yeah,
it's turquoise and it's not a priority right now. Priority is getting money from selling the material to get out there to get more, and that's the hardest part.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. That's been my biggest struggle is just finding clients to sell it to. I would love it if I could be mining turquoise with my boys full time, and selling crystals less.
Awesome.
That's my 5 year plan.
So here on the list, I have you do your own cutting. You also
Yeah,
have you sell rough, obviously, but you sometimes do you ever have jewelry available? You're a
yeah. I
silversmith, right?
also make my own jewelry, so that's part of what I was doing to kind of expand my business. As the live sale market and crystal market on Instagram and online kind of got more saturated, and we saw sales dropping, I needed to learn new skills and things. So I started learning to cut the stones and then learning to make jewelry with the stones to squeeze more profits out of the what I already had.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah,
of people. I feel like a lot of my people are down for rough for days, even if they don't cut it, put it on the shelf, and like, yeah, I got it. But then,
yeah,
I can see like the average, turquoise follower on Instagram who follows those hashtags, probably wanting jewelry, and
yeah.
and I feel like the market right now is kind of like sub $400. Do you do a lot of sub $400, like between maybe like 150 to three hundred fifty
For the
dollars?
jewelry, yeah.
Yeah.
What I've been doing is I'll just charge $100 for the silver work, and I'll make them like a simple pendant or a ring, and they pick the stone. A lot of the cabs I sell to people that don't like make jewelry themselves. Usually, it's they'll want me to put it in a ring or a pendant after I sell it, which is nice because then I'll make that $100 on top of it.
Yeah.
But
That's super affordable. Because I tell people all the time, it's like, well, you can go to Tucson and you can buy a bag of like labradorite stones set in 32 gauge silver, and you're paying $1 a gram for weight. Yes, but there's like it's almost the opposite of made with love fine jewelry. And if somebody buys something from you, oh, the bail broke off, mail it to you. You're gonna take care of them 10 years
yeah,
down the line. It
sure.
pays for itself. It's like buying, fine boots or something. It's totally worth it to get it from the artist.
Yeah, and I love this little pun I've been saying is because I mine all the stones, I cut them, and I make the jewelry. So my jewelry is like farm to table food, but it's mind to body jewelry.
Heck yeah. No, awesome. So are you gonna do any sales before Christmas? Of course, right? It's
I mean, I'm ongoing, just like posting my stuff and doing live sales, and I haven't organized any big planned events or sales. Just I'm in a weird place, just having my baby, and
mm-hmm.
we're kind of settling into that new energy with the baby. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of ongoing with the live sales and putting the turquoise out there, and I encourage anybody that's interested to reach out, and I'll definitely work with you.
Yeah, that was my next question. Can they just reach out to you and be like, "Hey, um, you wouldn't mind like if they asked to see what variations you have at the moment and whatnot?"
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I can send you videos of anything.
Because there's going to be
And
people
that's
who would
what we're here.
prefer green over the blues. Maybe somebody who's more interested in blues. Maybe somebody who wants, you know, natural and whatnot
Yeah.
over the stabilized.
It can be a little bit difficult to predict the colors sometimes because the outside can look different than what's on the inside, especially with the stabilization. I've noticed that, and what Adrian told me was that the acids in the turquoise can kind of cause the outer layer to go more green, even on the bluer stones. And then when you cut into them, you get what the natural color is.
That's exactly what I was going to say next. It's like, and they'll be able to see it here. I actually open the package, I show off the rough, and then I cut the rough. They'll see that it was way greener. And like, I didn't know if it was oxidation or something. It makes sense that it's the stabilization process and acids and whatnot. But they cut way bluer and teal than the green on the outside.
Right. Yeah. And it's all going to be, ever changing. Like the stuff I have getting processed right now, I think is going to look different because it was like a new vein that we found about 3 to 4 feet to the east of the stuff that you're seeing now. And it kind of had a different structure to it. It was thicker and it seemed to have a really electric blue. So I'm pretty excited to see what it looks like.
You were telling me you actually sent me some amazing quartz crystals that were mined like right next to the turquoise.
Yeah, our claim has some really mineralized quartz banding through these cliffs, and I know the fault line we're digging on goes right up to them. So at some point, I know we're going to kind of hit a convergence where we're going to start seeing a bunch more quartz in with the turquoise, which I'm excited to get in there.
Yeah. Even the points you sent me were absolutely stunning. Do you sell those at all?
The quartz?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
They're
selling
sweet.
them. I haven't put a ton of time into digging it because we're always so tunnel visioned in on the turquoise, you know. But I'm really excited to explore the quartz pockets because we've found actually some big crystals already. Trenton's son Dash pulled out a quartz crystal probably this tall when we were out there mining. We let them keep that one.
Holy smokes! Well, yeah, it's nice of you to do
really
that.
Cool. And they're all red and covered in hematite. And,
dang, you're gonna hit the honey hole one day, and that's.
I have this vision in my head of like a red quartz cluster with like a turquoise nugget in situ, just like attached.
Dang! Then lease that monkey out to a German museum.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And so, for folks that don't use Instagram or social medias, is there the best way to contact you? I want, obviously, all the information on his Instagram is going to be down in the description section below, but do you have another way for people to contact you if they don't have Instagram?
Yeah, anybody can call my wife or I, and we can talk to you guys on the
Text
phone
first,
or
folks.
FaceTime or whatever. We will be maybe building a website in the future, but right now, Facebook or Instagram would be the way. You could also send us an email at rastoneworks@gmail.com.
Perfect. Do you actually check your emails?
My wife does.
Good man. Well, good woman, because I don't. Mine has been long gone, filled with spam and all kinds of foul things for years, and I just gave up.
It's probably not the best way. The other ways I'd go those ways if you can. The Facebook, Instagram, or just call me.
Awesome. Yeah. So the phone number will be down in the description section below. I do highly suggest texting before you just call, especially if you're not in similar time zones. Like if you are in California, it might be a little bit later. If you're in New York, it'll be it'll be later in New York, earlier in California. But just text. He's a family man. She's a family woman. Okay. Instagram is probably the best, and then you can also see what they have available. Do you list products for sale on your Instagram page?
Yeah, I'll post things on my story frequently. When I do cut a bunch of cabs, I'll usually post it, and I'll usually run a live sale or something after I get like 50 or so stones cut.
Awesome.
I'll post things in reels too. Just read the caption if it says available, and I'll usually put the price just in there, so it's easy. But yeah, we're always posting it and putting it out there. But again, I'm always looking for ways to get more organized and streamline the sales for, you know what I mean? So
So
open to recommendations.
heck yeah. If you folks have any ideas, I'm definitely going to be bugging them about some ideas that come to mind when they do. But
Yeah.
long story short, I do have to wrap it up. It says I have like 8 minutes left on this free Zoom call.
Cool.
But folks out there who are lapidaries who might want to be getting into making some money on lapidary work, or silversmiths that might want something new. People love new. New sells. When new appears on the market, people will spend tens of thousands of dollars to buy the new, to bring it to, like, if you do live sales. I mean, everybody's heard of, Kingman, Sleeping Beauty, Morenci and all these other things, but it's something cool to bring something new. And when we hear of new in turquoise, it's usually Mexican, Chinese, or Russian. So I think it's really cool that you're bringing a new product to market. And if folks at home should definitely take advantage of it. You're going to want to get a pound or 10 if you can, because the price is going to go up. Right now, I believe roughly starts about $1 a gram. I was saying it should be closer to 2, and no matter what, the world is going there. It's going to have to be 2 eventually.
Yeah, I've been offering it at $1 a gram, and I've been selling it at that price for 10 grams up to a pound. Somebody wants 10 pounds, of course, I'll work with you. You know what I mean? But
it's a great deal as is, really. It's a beautiful product. The variation is super nice. It's American and it's new. I mean, it's new. It's back on the market. Maybe there was a little bit of somebody who lived in Nevada who knew about it back when the Audisons owned it or whatever and had a bit, but most likely not.
And they would have had it under a different name also. But yeah, since we've been digging it, we've never brought it to a big show. It's never been to Tucson. I sent some out to my buddy in Quartz, and he had a small tray of the caps out for a minute, but I don't think they really got seen. So
well, I definitely
kind of the first introduction of it really is with you.
Heck yeah, it's a blessing and an honor, brother. I'm so excited about it. I definitely want to talk.
Me too, man. I feel honored as well.
I want to talk to you more about maybe getting some rough in some of your cabochons in Tucson. I'm super busy, but my grandmother works with the Guzman family, the fire agate folks, and we have a decent section of table, definitely with room to have your nice product, to have your amazing product at the Kino Electric Sports Complex, because there's some people who are like, well, I kind of want to pick it out,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I understand.
We'll talk about that a little bit more. It's just an honor and a pleasure to know you, brother, to work your material, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here, because it is awesome and it's only going to get better.
Oh, thank you so much, man. And I just want to say thanks again for having me. I mean, you literally taught me how to cut caps on YouTube and over the years, and you've been nothing but kind. You've answered my questions when I reached out, and anybody watching, if you want to learn how to cut caps, go look through Dave's videos. They're amazing. He's a great teacher.
Oh, thanks, brother. I love you, man. You're awesome.
You as well, man.